everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I want to use these colors. This is the Arctic Blue from Art, a mica powder, and I mixed a coffee tone using red and black and blue and yellow for this color, and these are the pigment drops from Art. The resin I'm using is the Ultra Cast resin, a medium viscosity resin, and what I did to my coffee color, I added a little bit of the interference pearl just to have a sheen. And I love these sort of little puffy effects. So I'm starting with my clear resin and I'm pouring along the crystal edges of this Druzy Geode Trinket mold from MoldsandShapes. It's a rather new mold and I've launched it 1.5 weeks ago, and it's an amazing mold. So there's a clear resin around the edge, and now I have here the Arctic Blue, and I'm also pouring this around the edge. I want to achieve a web effect, and I'm curious if it's working well, because the plain part of this mold of the Trinket is only 5 millimeters deep. Normally it should work, but of course it's always a challenge. So now I'm taking my clear resin and I just make sure that I push the color a little bit out, but not too much, otherwise the mold is too full. And now I'm taking my coffee mix and I'm just going around next to my blue. So I go in some circles, I don't know how many times I went around, just a little bit, and then I'm using the rest of the clear resin and I'm pushing out the colors again. So please also be careful, because you will see what will happen later, that you are not overfilling your mold. I've overfilled it, but funny enough, it just went above the edges after I did my time lapse, after everything was done, and I didn't understand this. So resin has its own head. It decided after everything was done to overflow, but well, anyway, just make sure that you pour slowly so you don't have the troubles I had with this pour. So, and then I had some troubles connecting my heat gun to the plug. So you need to have a little bit mercy with me till I'm back, but I will be using the heat gun just to activate a little bit my resin piece, the colors, so that they can move to the center. Just a little bit warms and also popping some bubbles. And I'm also taking care for the bubbles that are trapped on this straight part of the Trinket dish. So again, the heat gun very carefully, because I never blow it too wild. I just always be very careful, so the resin can do its magic mainly by its own. In between I use mostly also the torch just to pop the bubbles. And if needed, if I see it's a little bit stuck, because sometimes resin stops moving, even though it is still, it could still move, it's still soft. I sometimes have the troubles, and then I help it a little bit with the heat gun, but always very carefully. So, and now I did still a little bit of the darker brown tone, of the coffee tone, and then I can let the resin do its magic. But I think I should have not done this, because that was a little bit too much, and that will make my resin piece too overflowed. But this will come later with the demolding, then you will see it. Here I'm just taking care for the bubbles and everything, because it's quite cold over here, and yeah, the resin has bubbles, and you just need to take care of it, and that's why I am having this dotting tool with the silicone tip. But anyway, now there's the time lapse and you can see how the resin is moving. I'm not putting anything into the center because I thought I don't want anything in the center. I just want it to be plain. I want to see how it's looking at the end. And there you saw a little bit of the heat gun. And you see also how nicely the resin is moving. And for the background, the blue is really taking over. And in the center, I have the the brown. So I'm very curious. So I gave it a swirl, and there's the close-up, and it's really looking good. And this was, I think the time lapse was going on for more than half an hour. So you see there's no overfilling yet, but you will see when I want to demold. I didn't check my resin piece anymore. I only saw it the next day, and there you see it really moved to the one side, and I don't know why, but it happens. And you see my center moved. I guess if I had glitter or anything in the center, you would not notice so much, but now of course you notice. So I'm very curious anyway if the web effect worked. It looks like it did, but yeah, I will see. And yeah, you always need to be a little bit careful to get this out of this mold, but you see I have it, and now I'm very curious how the other side is looking. And look at that. I love this. Even though my center moved because of my leakage somehow, I don't know, it just moved more to the side. Yeah, I don't know where it's not overfilling. It's very strange, but it is like it is. I cannot change it, but I love the effect, and I think it looks very natural. So there is now the final result, and you see really it's very natural, very delicate effect. And look at the crystals. I really love this color combination and the puffy striations of the web effect. I wonder what you are thinking, if you like it. And yeah, with this, I love and leave you like always. I thank you for watching, and take care, guys. Bye-bye.